your seat at the table with your host, Ashley Little, as she welcomes her guest to the table.
Welcome to Creating Your Seat at the Table. I am your host, Ashley Little. A little bit about myself: corporate professional by day, entrepreneur by night, 6-time best-selling author, CEO and founder of Ashley Little Enterprises, LLC, owner and creator of Creative Broadcasting, and founder and owner of Talk Radio and TV Network, LLC. Tonight we have an amazing special VIP guest by the name of Nikki Klugh. A little bit about her. Nikki Klugh is a highly sought-after interior designer who is beloved by hundreds of clients nationwide. As the principal designer and owner of Nikki Klugh Design Group, Inc., Nikki is also an award-winning interior designer and 3-time best media power, expertise, and magnetic personality has led her to appear on BET Her, NBC, San Diego Lifestyles, and the American Dream Show. Her incredible work has been featured in publications such as San Diego Home and Garden Magazine, Fine Magazine, Discover San Diego, Coastal Home, Black Southern Belle, and many others. As an NCIDQ qualified interior designer, Nikki is a professional member of American Society of Interior Designers and the International Interior Design Association. She is also served on the board of ASID as the director of membership. Nikki's philosophy is your home is a sacred space and a place of relaxation, rejuvenation, restoration, and respite. Interior design extends far beyond making spaces beautiful, comfortable, or even simply functional. Sacred spaces have the ability to change our lives, to shift the way we feel and the way we function at a deep level. This design philosophy is apparent in her body of work and is just one of the reasons she was selected to be a member of the interdisciplinary team tasked to lead the design and renovation of the international headquarters of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated in Washington, D.C. Nikki is a force to be reckoned with as an interior designer. Her extreme attention to detail, her ability to go deeper than surface level with her clients, and her always upbeat personality are a few of the many reasons why she is consistently recommending your home as a sacred space. Nikki also designs to your 5 senses and shows her clients the true meaning of everyday luxury living. As an interior designer to high net worth individuals as a discerning clientele, style, luxury, beauty, and comfort are always at the forefront of Nikki's mind. She gives them peace of mind and turnkey results. Nikki's commitment to interior design extends to serving others, and she is a highly regarded mentor to many emerging designers, proving that she is not only passionate about interior design, she is dedicated to the field. Admired and loved by her clients and mentees alike, you can rest assured that in working with Nikki, you have come to the right place. Welcome to the table, the amazing Nikki Klugh.
Thank you so much, Ashley. I truly appreciate it, and I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. I'm excited to have you at the table tonight. I know you're going to share some amazing wisdom and knowledge with our listeners. So please tell us more about your entrepreneur journey.
Wow. Where do I start? Because I think that entrepreneurship is like something that's in your blood. You can't escape it. You can't run from it. You can't hide it. It's just this like burning desire. And I say it's in your blood because I look at my father and I look at how he was an entrepreneur and had his own storefront, own employees, and I never really thought too much of it until just, recently I look back and I was like, oh, wow, like that example was set for me from the very beginning. So, and it's funny because, like, I used to propagate plants. You know how you have, like, the baby teardrop plants? My grandmother had in hanging pots all over her back porch. I used to break them off and put them in dirt and tell her, oh, look, grandmother, I created this new plant. I want to sell it to all your friends. So ever since I was a little girl, I've always been wanting to sell things, create things, and make a profit from it. So I think, again, it's in your blood.
I love it. So you are a highly sought-after interior designer who is beloved by her hundreds of clients nationwide. So please tell us more about your passion of interior design.
Yeah, so, it was as early as like 8 or 9 that I was rearranging my room and painting and wanting to decorate with my mom. We used to sew curtains and paint the walls and hang up crown molding and change out light fixtures. Like, we always had a weekend project going. And I never really knew that I could create a career, that there was a career that existed. And so it wasn't until like I had my youngest son, and it's timed around the same time as the emergence of HGTV. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm good at this. I love to do this. I've done my own home. Like I want to do this for other people. So I went back to school. I got my degree, and I started working for another designer. Boy, was I spoiled. I was living in Palo Alto, California, and my first project with my one and only boss in design was this $14 million from the ground up, working in conjunction with architects, home. It was a home and a pool house, and between the two was 10,000 square feet. So with that being my introduction to my professional career as an interior designer, was really amazing, and it taught me a lot. But then my boss wanted to ramp down, and I wanted to ramp up. And so I got my own first client back in 2003 was my own first client and paying client. I've done many other homes for friends and family, but this was a paying client. So yeah, it started, long ago, but it became official just in the last 20 years.
And the great things that you have done and the platform that you have built is amazing, by the way. So kudos to you, Nikki, on all of the great things that you have done and are doing.
Thank you so much.
You are the CEO and founder of Nikki Klugh Design Group, Inc. Please tell us more about your company and how we can get involved, support, book you, and donate.
Wow. So, yes, I have a team of 2 other designers, an office manager, and an expediter. And we have not only been doing home decor, draperies and paint and furnishings, but we started remodeling just in the last 4 years. And so that's been amazing. We really enjoy that process of creation from the very, very beginning, where those thoughts are still in the homeowner's mind, to putting it on paper, and all the way through construction down to the last touch of accessorizing. Like, there's no part of this whole process that I don't enjoy. And I've been so blessed to have team members come alongside me. I was kind of scared, if I'm honest, when I had my first employee. But I learned to be a leader, and we learned to work together and communicate effectively, and we have our core values down, and all of our insurances, and all these little things. It's like little baby steps that got me to this point, and there's still so much more I want to do. But, it's just sticking to a plan, being dedicated to what you're passionate about, and not giving up. So if anyone wants to work with us, we talked about it before, how I have clients from coast to coast. You want to talk about that again?
If you would like to, we just want to hear more about the company, but, I want to ask you also some strategies that you would give to our aspiring
sure.
interior designers.
Yes, and actually those 2 things tie in together, and I'll tell you why. So I was part of a design team, you mentioned it before, for the international headquarters for Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. It was a multi-million-dollar project, 14,000 square feet, complete renovation. Everything was replaced except for our grand staircase. We refurbished that, and everything else was essentially brand new. We took it all the way down to the studs. And so that team of 4 designers was 2 in California, 1 in D.C., and 1 in Atlanta. And we all worked together on this project for 2 years, 2+ years. And it was in flying back and forth that I realized, oh, my gosh, you really don't have to be in the same location as your client. You can telework like we're all doing right now. And at the same time, I was taking calls on Fridays, and I was taking calls from aspiring designers, because what I remembered is that when I first started, no one would help me. This is such a very closed-fist industry. It's opening up now more with internet and design groups, and we're being more helpful, but when I first started, there was no one that would help you, no one of my own hue and no one of the other hue.
Oh, wow.
And so, no one would help you. It was just very, very highly competitive. Everyone was, didn't have an abundance mindset at all. And so I just remember feeling so alone and just having to hit my head against walls, figuring things out. And so I made myself available on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 12. and I would allow any aspiring designer to schedule an appointment. First, they have to listen to a recording because I found myself telling the same story over and over. So I recorded one of those sessions and let everyone that booked into my calendar, I requested that they listen to that recording. And then we would talk, and I would answer their questions. I would make suggestions. And I found in doing that as clients were reaching out from all over the country, I had these young designers, these boots on the ground that were available to me simply because I poured into them with no expectation. It just ended up that, oh, wow, I need help in Atlanta. And someone would raise their hand, hey, I can help you. Let me help you. What do you need? And so I found myself having clients literally coast to coast, and I so enjoyed being able to serve people from my high school, from college, from when we lived in Germantown, Maryland, when we lived in Palo Alto, California. I didn't mention, but my husband's in the Navy, and so we have traveled coast to coast, just been living, and so, yeah, I can go back and serve those people that's watched my passion evolve and develop and now want to work with me, that they're working on their own home projects.
So what is some advice you would give to that listener that might be in that same position that you were in where they feel like nobody wants to help them, but they want to do it and they want to still be successful in this industry?
Right. I would say don't stop asking. And so eventually it took a really long time, and with the emergence of Facebook and, groups within Facebook, I did find communities. But even before then, if I saw a Black designer and she was vocal or, seemed open, I would reach out. And so I have quite a few now designer friends that I call my big sisters, like they encouraged me and rooted for me and shared, best practices with me. But it really did take a while. So I would just say don't stop looking. Don't stop raising your hand. Don't stop seeking knowledge, because you will find those people that are willing to pour into you.
So for our listeners that are listening, don't stop. Keep going, and get started if you haven't. Just get started. So let's talk about the pros and the cons of the interior designing industry. So what are some of the pros and the cons that you have, Nikki, from your experience?
From what perspective? From the consumer perspective or from the designer perspective?
I would say from designer perspective.
Okay. Yeah, so I love everything about design, again, from, pulling out the ideas and adding my own and my experience to a project. All the things that I've seen, both commercial and residential, I love that process of creating. But that really is only 20% of the process. So once we get all our ideas out and on paper and maybe on rendering, then we've got to figure out, okay, how does this really work? Like what's going to be the materials that help us create this look but stay within the budget? What's going to be the team that's going to best execute this? Because, different teams have different strengths so far as construction. So, yeah, I just love the creative process and the problem solving that's involved. Problem solving is the number one thing that if you're going to be successful, you have to be able to do really well in interior design. Now, on the other hand, that can also be a challenge. So if you don't have the right team, if you don't have team players, if you don't have a construction crew or your vendors, if you don't have a personality that is welcoming and wanting to work with others, you're going to get pushback, and I've seen it happen. But for us, we just have protocols in place. How do we start working with a new contractor? We sit down and we talk with them, and we talk about our first priority, which is absolutely something that, may be counterculture. Our first priority is our team, our work ethic, our work-life balance, how we function as a team, how we communicate with each other. Like, that's our number one priority. And our number two priority is pleasing the client and getting it right the first time. So we do a lot of work internally inside of the company to make sure those things are happening.
So for our listeners that are listening, I hope you are taking notes, because Nikki is giving some amazing nuggets down for those listeners that are aspiring to be in interior designing field and for the ones that are already in the industry. So, Nikki, tell us how you use your expertise as an interior designer to become the media powerhouse you are today. How did you do it?
Oh, wow. So I didn't intend to. I just wanted more clients. And so it was all about visibility. It was like, okay, here we are doing great work, but nobody knows it. First of all, I wasn't taking professional photos when we were working in Palo Alto, California. So we have some amazing projects that I just have old camera pixelated pictures, not even digital. And so I can never show them. And that's really, really sad. And so when we moved to San Diego, California, it was in the middle of the recession, and I had to start all the way over with no website, no pictures, and not knowing anyone. So it was really pushing through that, and then comes Facebook Live, and I started, and I was like, okay, I want to stay consistent. So every week for about 2 years, I did Facebook Live. I called it Makeover Mondays. And then we got really, really busy, and Mondays were too busy. We started doing Transformation Tuesday. And then it just became NKDG Live because we were so busy. It worked, right? It got us more clients. We were more visible. We were able to talk through our process, show our work, show it real time, show how our teams work together, and we got more clients. And so then it just became NKDG Live. We couldn't commit to a Monday or a Tuesday. And from that, I think that somebody saw me. Somebody was like, oh, let's put her in this commercial that we're working on. So then I was able to be a representative, a spokesperson for the Home Depot on BET during Black Girls Rock, and that was awesome. So yeah, it's just been a fun, I wouldn't say experiment, but it was just trying to find ways to make our work visible, to have people get to know us and to like and trust and want to work with us. So it really was all about visibility. I tell you, I was so scared and so nervous from the very, very beginning. But just doing it consistently, you kind of, that kind of goes away. I mean, you still stay a little excited, but not to the point where it's no, I can't do that. You just push through that and you get to the other side, and then it's just every day.
I love that. And, these were major outlets you have been on. So, I mean, the strategy that you had was amazing, Nikki. So can you share with our listeners why visibility is just so important? Not just in interior design, but it's in general, because, that landed you on BET Her, major outlet, not just, regular radio shows. So can you, elaborate on, why that visibility is so important, that exposure for your business?
Well, what I will say is that kind of like my blueprint, my spiritual blueprint, if you will, my money blueprint, if you think about those things that in your upbringing has shaped and molded you. For me, in my house, it was humility, right? So don't get too big for your britches, and
right.
Don't push yourself out in front of the crowd. So it really was my own mindset that I needed to overcome, because I think, small businesses, entrepreneurs, I think we know instinctually that we need to be seen, people need to know that we do what we do, but we kind of hit this internal roadblock, limiting beliefs, if you will, that keep us from doing it. It's just in the doing of it that you get comfortable. And so I had to do that for myself. I had to say, well, first of all, I had to not be falsely humble, the false humility. I had to get rid of that. And yeah, I'm great at what I do. I create beautiful and amazing things, and I help clients get to that end result that they're looking for. But I give all glory and honor to God. So we didn't even talk about that at the beginning, if this is a non-denominational show or anything like that. But, I mean, that's what I do, and it's this is a gift, and I am blessed with this gift so that I could be a blessing to others. And so getting rid of the false humility, knowing that you are the answer to somebody's problem, and that this is what God has created you to do to help others in their journey. So I had to own all of that. I had to come to terms with all of that before I got comfortable pushing myself out in the, quote-unquote limelight. So I think, business ownership really stretches and grows you more than just about anything other than parenting. It really is something that you have to grow through. You can't just stay where you are and expect to be successful.
I agree, and I am a firm believer in God. So, yes, the men is surrendering to him and putting him first. So, I agree with you, Nikki. So, you, like I said, you have done some amazing things. So, thank you for that advice and shining light to our business owners that are listening. So, you are a firm believer that our home is our sacred space. Please tell us more about that.
Absolutely. So I just in some of my own, personal growth and digging in, it's like, well, why am I so passionate about this? Because, to some people, it may just seem fickle and frivolous, like this isn't really important. It's not something I should invest in. It's not a priority. And I just always feel like, no, yes, it is. It is a priority. It is something that you need to pay attention to, because I can remember growing up that I was just such an ugly duckling. Like I think a lot of us go through this phase in middle school where we're just awkward. We just don't fit in. We just, try to figure it out.
Right.
Our body's growing too fast or whatever is happening in those really weird years of preteens. But my home was always like my sacred space. It was always my haven. I knew I was loved there. And no matter what else was going on in the world, I knew I was safe in my home. And so that doesn't happen much anymore. We have the internet coming in, we have the TV coming in, and now we got this pandemic going on. Like, our homes now, again, need to be a place that we really can be in a respite, like it really can be in a sacred space in our own personal sanctuary. So that's why I'm so, passionate about it. Also, I realized as a young mother, after I had my fourth son, that I needed my own space. I needed a space that was just mine, that the kids, they had to knock on the door to enter. And again, we have a military family, so that works for us. But just so that I could collect my thoughts and have a place where I can just say, that I can meditate or do devotionals or just have some peace. And so that was something that was, early in my career, I was super passionate about. I still am. But mothers, my friends that had young kids, so I was like, let me do this for you. I promise you'll see the difference in your life and even in your parenting for you to have this space set aside so that you could become a better person and have more patience with those little ones.
I love it. I love it. And so I ask all of my guests this question, Nikki, because you have built multiple tables for yourself. How did you create your seat at the table?
So I created my seat at the table by staying persistent. It, again, was a lot of baby steps, but I never gave up. And it was like, you know what? I shouldn't tell you this. So I did try out for HGTV a long time ago when they still had Design Star on. Yeah, but I didn't make it. And it was like, okay, well, that didn't go through. But am I going to stop? No. So when Facebook Live came out, actually it was Periscope first. I was doing Periscopes when it first came out. And then, of course, Facebook Live came along. And it was like, well, I'm not on national TV or anything, but I can still speak to my audience. I can still put myself out there, talk about what I love, talk about how I can help people, and I'm the solution to their problem. And so that's how you create your own seat at the table. You build your own table.
Yes, build your own table. I love that. Build your own table. And so we all have a process on our journey, right? And we have to embrace the process to get to the end result. So What did failure, Nikki, teach you on your journey?
Oh, my gosh. It taught me a lot. It taught me a lot about myself. It taught me about my blind spots. I would say the most challenging thing for me in this journey has been being a boss. And I did not want to be anyone's boss. I wanted to be able to be self-reliant. I wanted to be able to keep all my thoughts in my head and not have to communicate them to anyone else because I knew what I wanted. And so that has been pretty much the focus of these last 3-4 years, is just being really effective in my communication. My mom teases me. She tells me that my brain is like 5 steps out, and so I have to give people a chance to catch up with me, and I need to explain steps 1, 2, 3, and 4 to make sure that the team is coming along and they can get with me to step 5. So I had to focus on that, and that involved creating a lot of processes, a lot of procedures, and documenting everything, having patience. I can be impatient. And so that can drive people away, and people can be like, no, this isn't worth it. And, I've had to really see and look inside and look around me and find the places that I need to improve so that we can continue to grow. So I would say, yes, it definitely it shapes you, it forms you, and you can either be worse off for it or better off for it.
I love it. Because it's all a lesson, right? It's all a lesson for us to get to that next level. So you're very successful. So what did success teach you?
So success has taught me, that's a good question. It's just reconfirmed to never give up. And I've gone to a lot of conferences and seen a lot of different types of speakers. But one that has always stuck with me and given me permission to enjoy each phase is one of the Shark Tank. One of the original Shark Tanks was at a speaking conference, at an Inc. 5000 conference, and I saw him speak. And he has a $50 million company, but he talks about how he still looks at, companies that are $100 million or $200 million in the tech industry. It's like, okay, I want to get there next. And that just showed me, I think he came back around to it, but in that moment I was like, wow, sometimes we really can be so driven that we don't appreciate the now. And I've been committed to that since I think I was like 2016 when I saw him speak, and I've just been very committed to enjoying each step along the way. Like I said earlier, there's still so much more I want to do. I want to have my own construction company, and I want to be design build. I want to do commercial work and big projects. And so it's not like, I've arrived. I don't think as entrepreneurs we ever completely arrive. We're all on this journey of improvement, but even along the way, we need to really stop and appreciate where we are.
Yes, staying humble is so, so, so important. So we are in a new decade, a new year. Get ready to finish up first quarter. You have been in some amazing stuff already, Nikki. So what can we expect from you in this a new year of 2020?
So I just mentioned about being the general contractor myself and having a design build firm. We are currently working on that. We are setting for this contractor's license, having an RMO to sign off on our work, just preparing ourselves essentially to step into that space of construction so that we can execute our own designs. And so that is very exciting. Can't wait to share more about that as it happens. But again, just plugging along on these big dreams and big goals and taking it one step at a time.
Yes, and I'm super congratulations on all the great things that you are doing and that you're going to birth this year. So super congratulations in advance, Nikki. So please tell our listeners how they can follow you, support you, and book you on all social media platforms.
Yes, so I am on Insta, Pinterest, Facebook, and LinkedIn, and all of those you can find us in some form or fashion with Nikki Klugh, Nikki Klugh. Some of them will be Nikki Klugh Design, some of them will only be Nikki Klugh, but there's no other Nikki Klugh, so you can find me that way.
So definitely follow Nikki Klugh and connect with her, book her. She is definitely somebody to connect with, someone you want to know. So definitely make sure you all follow her on all social media platforms. Nikki, thank you so much for taking the time out of your very busy schedule, getting off a flight, and jumping right on the show today. Thank you so much.
Ashley. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You are welcome. This has been a powerful interview, and I can't wait to invite you back to the table.
Awesome.
Thank you. And I look forward to working with you and collaborating with you in this new year.
Yes, let's do that. Let's make sure we connect.
All right, thank you. So I would like to give a special thanks to my intern, Sarah, from Tennessee State University, and my intern, Vontaria, from Winston-Salem State University. You all may follow me on Facebook at Ashley Little and on Instagram at _Ashley A. Little. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Creating Your Seat at the Table, where Ashley speaks with corporate professionals, celebrities, entrepreneurs, authors, and speakers who are transitioning or have transitioned to entrepreneurship.